Hello and what up? How we doing? We have some Diablo to fill the background. That should not be too loud for you, all right? We're gonna be doing probably two parts of this stream. I'm thinking. I don't 100% know yet, but I'm definitely gonna be updating my build guides for tomorrow as season launch. I need to A, know what I'm gonna do, and B, just overall figure out the things that maybe changed from the last time I looked at it, which I don't think there has actually been much to change. But we're going to be focusing on obviously our minion builds. I wanted to level up bone spear minions initially, but it's looking more and more like I will probably end up going either just my regular minions to see how they perform, or my blood golem builds. It's gonna be one of those two most likely that I end up going by the end of the day. By the way, how is everyone doing? I hope we're all having fantastic days. Without further ado, let's get started. What's the first on the menu? Post Mendown. Do I want to bother keeping a Mendown build? I mean, why not, right? Why not? I heard Thorns is not going to be in the game, proccing Decrepify, so that's gonna be less ideal. But I mean, it doesn't affect the Mendown in any way except your cooldown skills. I think from what I heard, minions should still... What the fuck is this? Oh, I was so confused. I'm like, what the hell is this? There is no season mechanic, annoyingly, so there isn't even any extra layer to the build plan around. So this should be... I don't see this taking too long. I'll take a peek at the Paragon boards, seeing as now they've changed scaling and all of that, and I think we have to lean more into crit because 100% inheritance means, you know, you're gonna get a whole lot of benefits from going crits. But anyways, let's see, what do we do here? I think for the most part these are pretty straightforward. You can go skull, you can go diamond, it don't matter really. Whatever your low one, get that. Stats wise, I do not have stats here. Maybe I should add stats. This is like one of my first builds, which is why it doesn't have stats, because back then D4 builds did not have stats. I swear I feel ancient. All right, this is also going to be the first. This time we'll make decisions here. What do we want to do? This is going to be probably the best way to proc blighted aspects, which is still a big part of this build, a huge part of this build, to be honest. What is our source of vulnerable? Do we have one? We should have one. You make them vulnerable because we have less code. Now we might want a secondary source. Causes it to shed 5 corpses. I guess I'll switch to this, I think. I mean, having this as a source of vulnerable and this one as a source of vulnerable means that in theory we should have slightly more vulnerable uptime, especially with this vulnerable being 4 seconds, because at the end of the day, wait a second, no, let's go for this one. We use Oshia's Gale, and with Oshia's Gale having more corpses, if we can burst more corpses, that would be very, very helpful. So do we want more corpses, or do we want we're not gonna hit that hard, so there's a valid argument for this one, simply because you have more grasping veins uptime, but this is every 10 seconds. We're gonna have max skeletons here, right? It has a called Dominion and it has blood getters, so it's Blood Getters is now this. Oh, this is trash. They remove maximum skeletal warriors. That's kind of trash. Oh wait, Occult Dominion now gives skeletal warriors and mages. Oh shit, that is a change. I was calling for it for ages. I didn't expect to see it, I'm gonna be honest. This is finally the aspect it was always meant to be. So now the question is, do we want it here? We can get an extra melee and mage. And for for something like this, a men down build, I think we definitely want to call Dominion here. Just having 2 extra men down procs just makes a world of sense. Now, since they get 100% of our stats, they get 100% of our stats. So we can, in theory, just scale our stats and they will do big damage with their auto attack. So we don't necessarily need reanimation. But if we're going for like permanent minions, we might as well have reanimation. Give their auto attack some extra juice. But is there any aspects currently that I should be aware of? Aphotic empowers your skeletal warriors to deal shadow damage and have, this is 100% something we should use. And as for this one, it should just be the movement speed one, slaughter. I think that about sums up the changes for aspects, at least. Because if your skeletal warriors deal shadow damage, you're gonna have better uptime with blighted. Way better uptime. Plus they're gonna be stunning a lot, like a lot. Like it's gonna be really good. So then, skeletal warriors, do we want this one that would reduce the movement, what are our sources of gen? Corpse gen. This one would drop 3 corpses, give or take. Yeah, like 3 corpses. This one is 5. Now this one is going to drop corpses periodically, I guess, unless they changed it to no. What about this? 3% increased damage for multiplicative for each active shadow mage. Since we're gonna be getting what was it, 6 mages, right? Because you get 3 base, then this Occult Dominion and Amulet now gives you 3, so that's 6. So that's gonna be 18% X increased damage. So we would lose the higher uptime on this, but on Shadow Blight, but because now our melees do shadow even more, I think it just makes sense to go for this one. I genuinely think so. It just makes sense because this would scale your men down, right? I don't know if they would then inherit the same damage. I assume they would, so this should perform a bit better. I think we just leave this for Osseous Guild, to be honest. They didn't change anything else. Every 6 attack from each minion is empowered, dealing physical damage. Oh, they changed men down. Oh yeah, I forgot they did. So if you're going men down, it just makes sense. Like obviously Osseous Guild still makes sense, Grasping Veins still makes sense. But above all, Frenzy Dead is non-negotiable anymore. Also, I guess to a degree, we aren't even sure if this scales off of this anymore. So there is a universe where we get rid of Blighted Aspects, Because Frenzy Dead is now non-negotiable, but crits is still as big. Because if we get crit, they get crits. So, Usher's Gale is still there. It's nice to have the extra Bone Storm uptime. Grasping Veins is still good. Extra crits, which is like, it's literally what, 20% crit chance. It's still big. And on two-handed, that's 40%. It's hard to make up the crit chance elsewhere. We will most likely get to near 100%. But there's also a universe where if they just attack fast enough. Oh yeah, we're definitely getting rid of Blighted because we want Kalan's Edict. Put reanimation in there, so maybe that would do. Do we actually know Mendon scaling? Let me see. Where's C-Rock? Let me ask a quick question. Man down. Where did the D go? Still skills of or does reanimation? Because if it scales off of minions, then we can use this to scale its damage. But if it's my stats, then this will not scale Mendon's damage either. Yeah, so it's still my stats. For multi-testing, Mendon is 5 affixes plus aspect slots. Thank you for the follow, Carlos. Oh, bots. I get tired of seeing these. So what were we saying? So Mendon, for people still interested in the ring. So this doesn't scale Mendon. So I have every reason to just do this. Just put Frenzy Dead in there. So this is a multi because with this one, there's going to be more crits from the Mendon procs. And then of course, I don't know if they would get the deal bonus damage or enemies damage by CT. No idea. But at the very least, it gives them crit chance, which is at best, like we're giving them 20% crit chance and putting on two-handed, right? So that means if you're going from 60 to 80%, that means that's 2 attacks, 2 Mendon procs out of 10. 2 more Mendon procs out of 10 will crit, which is a decent increase in DPS. But also putting Frenzy Dead here means that in theory they should just have a lot more Mendon procs overall, and I think this just makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna switch this to Frenzy Dead and then switch the crit one to here. Grasping veins. Reanimation, I would love reanimation, but there's really no spot for it. I think this is still necessary. I think this is still necessary simply because A, it reduces blood mist cooldown. B, it applies shadow dots in an area versus the minions are applying it to the one target. Because remember, oh wait, this isn't necessary anymore. We're not going shadow blight. There's no blighted aspect, so we don't even need this. Which means we technically don't even need this. Because we want them attacking as fast as possible, which means there really is no need for these things. So we're gonna go, instead of this, we're gonna go Disobedience, Frosty Strikes. There's nothing. Crowded Sage, Deflecting Embalmer, Protector, Void, Eluding. Hectic. Hulking. This honestly isn't bad for crits. Juggernaut is no brainer for chess piece. Okay, so let's do this. So this is oh my, what the fuck? Juggernaut aspect, and for this one I could put reanimation because it's the only thing that makes sense here. Oh, reanimation can't go here because it's offensive. I don't really care for the stuns either. I could use Codebringers because Codebringers would have CC. And thing with CC is we can leverage it for, I guess let's do that. Let's do Codebringer. It's either that or we do something else like Disobedience, and I'm not too fond of that idea. Hulking is a solid option though, just so you can spam your ability more. But if I am going Hulking, then I'd be going the second one. So I either go Hulking or I just go Codebringers. Let's do Codebringers first and let's see. We could honestly do that and then go Hulking here. So we still have good access to corpses. We still have good access to corpses, right? So we no longer need this, but we use this instead. And then this one gives us higher uptime on our abilities. I think that makes sense. What's this with me? Pause the music. Unyielding commanders though, this is true. Unyielding would be a really big buff to this is what Oh, I'm assuming it means with men down, maybe? Unyielding makes it so when you pop the ultimate, you will get attack speed steroids, which means, you know, it's going to pop a lot. But on the flip side, is that oh, she's already dead. The flip side is when it's down, it's down. This is up for much longer. Like, this is 10 seconds base, and I think this goes up to 10 seconds, so 20 seconds uptime, and then cooldown of 60 seconds. Only it's 33% uptime, and that does not account for cooldown reduction from Decrepify and from Reapers, because this is like, let's say it's random. You have 6 skeletal warriors. 6, right? Yeah, I think it's 6. Every 10 seconds, they are going to shave off 3 times 6, 18 seconds of your total cooldowns. Now, once the wave of abilities come, if let's say all your cooldown abilities are on cooldown, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's say you split it, 4 of these get at least 1 proc and 2 get 2 of them. That means you shave off at least 3 seconds off of that. Potentially 6 if you're lucky hits Bone Storm. If you shave off 6 seconds of the 40-second downtime, you're already looking at a much higher uptime than Decrepify shaving off in a 20-second period where you're hitting them. And I think your minions are still able to proc Decrepify, just not with Thorns. That could potentially reduce the cooldown of this to, like, instead of having like the 40-second downtime, you're then looking at maybe 20 seconds downtime. But then if you look at AOTD, once AOTD is done, you get no benefits, and I mean no benefits. Because keep in mind, Ostrich Gale also helps us get Flesh Eater, if I remember correctly, because it's consuming corpses, right? Also, let's see this one too. But on the flip side, unyielding Commander's aspect would give you, in theory, more buffs from... It will give you more buffs from Cult Leader. That's what I'm trying to think of. Tier 101. So, okay, so I actually have to ask myself this simple question. We logging in tomorrow? Yep, we are. That's the plan. How you doing, Arcane? Because we're logging in tomorrow, I have to update my build guides, which is what I'm doing right now. So then the question now is, how much uptime do we think we can get off Army of the Dead? Because Army of the Dead, where is it? It should be down here somewhere. Okay, there it is. It's a 70-second cooldown and it's up for 7 seconds. For those 7 seconds, your minions will have steroids, essentially, right? This slot would free up, so finding the slot for unyielding commanders is not a big deal. Hear me out, Druid Wolves. I mean, like, I could take a peek at Druid Wolves. I have a build. Let's save this progress. I have a build for the Druid Wolves that I tried way back when, and it just never panned out because their damage was just very lackluster. The wolves would die. Like, I tried it in game too. It was just very meh. But like, you turn them to dire wolves, so your wolves are now dire wolves. I never got as far as getting all the aspects I needed because I couldn't stand it. Like, this was the theoretical build I made way back when. Where is the one that gained one Archina companion? Wait, what? Gain one additional companion. Does this mean you can have 4 wolves? Has this always been that way, or was this updated? What's the name of that data mine site for Diablo again? Or better still, let's go patch notes. So this is Stampede. Because in theory, if I put it on a two-hander, it looks like I can just get 2 additional companions instead. Okay, let's go to Druid. This Blood Surge build is going to be wild. It's going to be wild in the sense of you can have Blood Surge, you can have a ton of corpses that would cause mini novas, and you could also have your Blood Getters, so your minions and all the corpses around them would all pop for mini novas hitting the entire screen off of just one Blood Surge. That's gonna be quite interesting. Packs no longer full of and then I refresh or reset at the same time. Oh, but you gain a whole lot more armor. Okay, cool. Now apply thorns to necromancer minions finally. Damage reduction random has been increased. Cooldown is not capped at this. Barbarian. Let's look for Druid. Where the hell is this? Oh, there we are. Druid. Now gain unstoppable when the skill is cast. Health increase. Respawn reduced. Respawn reduced? Okay, this is actually a pretty good change. This is a good change. That was one of the biggest issues I had. You would essentially do a lot of damage when you casted their ability, but then their passive damage was trash, and then if they ever died, you'd have to wait 10 seconds. So that's a good change. I don't know if the damage is going to be enough, because keep in mind, they are always going to lag behind the necromancer minions, if not for anything, but because of a lack of numbers. Because they lack numbers, even though they inherit 100% of your stats, it's still going to be spread across less companions. That said, the companions do have actives. You know, it's a thing. They have actives. So we'll have to see how that goes, to be honest. Clarity previous gain to sprint when transforming. After casting the companions, your next core rat skill. Your next this or this damage and crits are increased. Oh. Full speed of the unsatiated. Shred, web air. Affects nearby and players for 3 seconds. All shape-shifting skills contribute to the buff stacks. Mangled. I don't know what the fuck this is. But yeah, it looks like there were no changes. Oh, this is big. Oh, this is big. I didn't even see this before. This is big. What the hell? How did I not see this? Oh, that makes blood mists so good in terms of you can now actually use it as a mobility skill with the aspect that increases its movement speed. That's gonna be a nice playstyle if you don't want to use it defensively or you're playing content that you're not at threat of dying. Anyways, this is an offensive aspect. I feel like it was one or two things. A, the additional companion was either the additional companion was meh, or the buff from this one is obviously just better for werewolves, because werewolves were in practice the only ones doing damage. But now, since they get all our stats and they are supposed to be doing more damage, because where was the change again? Does it say? Where did we just see the change for the druid, where it talked about was it this? Was it this? I don't think it was. Let's do companions instead. It wasn't this, it was after, it was long after this. What is this arrangement, by the way, of I'm not sure I fully understand this arrangement for the patch notes. Druid. There it is. Wolves. Health increase, respawn that. But there's no mention of their damage. And by all indication, there's no, aside inheriting everything and being tankier for the wolves, there really isn't any change. So the extra companion, I guess it depends on if it's going to be a wolf, if it's going to be a bird, if it's going to be a crawler, if it's going to be, because it's not going to be all of them. I don't believe so. And there's no new companion either. So it's like, which one of these is it maxing out? But I will say, might as well put it here and see what happens. So if there's any change I'd make, it's that. I might actually look at this build later when we can actually play test and stuff. I might look at it. It has potential, at least. Oh, I shouldn't say has potential. It could be decent. That is probably more accurate. It could be decent. So as long as you know, as long as I know what. If we are no longer going that, we no longer need corpse explode. So we save those points, and I think there's something here that just gives us move speed now, right? Yeah, it's you. Oh, let's do this one. Let's do this one. I feel like there's something else that give us move speed, though I'm probably wrong on that one. Yeah, this is what we want 100%. If zombie AI isn't great, then wolves is literally the worst. Lol. You mean skellies? I mean, we'll have to see if there's a way for us to, like, if there's a way to play, how do I put it? If there is a way for us to reduce the cooldown substantially of our companion's active skills through an aspect or whatever else, if that exists, then it has potential. Because even way back when, before when I tried to build out, before I had you know, the necessary aspects and whatnot, it was, I'm gonna put it on this one, to be honest. Even way back when, right, it was when I use the actives, the enemies will take big damage. So if we can play around with reducing that cooldown, then there's potential. That's the way I see it. Worst case scenario, you can play an active build that way. But that being said, I don't think they're obviously not going to compare to Necromancer minions in any way, shape, or form, power-wise. We have control. We're using shadow damages for the extra damage. They're going to just stick with shadow mages, to be honest. We go for resistances, we pick that up. More life. We have control. I think we have 70 intelligence, right? So we're getting as much as we can from damage to CC. So now we just have to make sure we're CCing them all the time. And how do we make sure that we're CCing them? Aphotic could have been the same thing, but seeing as we're not going Aphotic, Codebringers should do something similar. We're not going Codebringers. Do we have a source of CC? Otherwise, we would just might go Code Mages. We just might go Code Mages because that would guarantee the CC. They will be CC'd and they will take the damage. Because this is good for corpses. Corpses feeds this, which feeds crits. With this and this, we're getting 40% crits on top of our gears, crits, and whatnot, right? So, you know, there's that. If I remove hulking, then we will have less corpses to work with, and of course the golem's cooldown is going to be on average longer. And because it's on average longer, if we get unlucky with, let's say, I guess this... I can't say I can 100% justify not going Codebringers versus going Hawking. Because in a single target scenario, this is this is up for like 75% of the time, right? 6/8. It has 75% uptime. Now if they move, that's a different case, but like it has an 8-second cooldown and they will be CC'd for a good chunk of it. Or I could go Code Mages and just have it with 100% uptime, but then I lose this increased damage. By the way, Arcane, did you know they changed Occult Dominion to include warriors and skeletal mages? The change I have been singing about since season 0. That there's no reason these were on 2 different aspects. I didn't know they combined it. I found that out like today. Yeah, I didn't know this was a thing. The high end of unyielding is higher. Okay, let's look at these patch notes. Honestly, we haven't gone through the Necromancer section of the patch notes. That's why I don't know about those changes. So this is good. This is still trash. The reason this is trash is, I mean, if your CC is decent, but the moment the golem uses its ability, you're done being unstoppable. So meh. Army of the Dead, increased spawn rate of volatile skeletons by 50%. Is that just a 50% damage buff, or did they reduce the duration spell? Supreme AOTD spawn rate adjusted to match volatile skeletons. Wait, what? Supreme. It is now categorized as a summoning skill, so now its damage will be increased by summoning skill damage. Nice. Inspiring Leader, after you have been healthy for this year, and minions gain attack speed. While you are healthy, you gain increased crit chance, and your minions gain increased crit chance. Doesn't this mean they'll double dip? So when I'm healthy, I'm gonna get 12% crit chance, which they inherit. And while I am healthy, they also gain 18%. So that means effectively, while I am healthy, they gain 30%. That's how I understand this. This is just 30% crit chance. Alongside those other 2 crit buffs, the 40%, that's 70% already. We haven't included gear. We might honestly be able to drop the reanimation at this rate if it's 30%. Now, if it's not 30% and this is in fact 18%, then I don't get the reason we have this line. It could just be your minions gain it and that'd be all. But I want to believe it is like I think, which is 30% total gained by your minions because 100% inheritance. After you have not taken, this is just your minions gain 3% attack speed for each active minion. This is what Kalan's edict should have always been. I don't know why it was any different. But this means we now have 6 mages, 6 warriors, and 1 golem. So that's 13 minions, potentially going to 14 if we got skelly warriors. But 13 is fine. That gives us 39% increased attack speed, or that gives your minions 39% increased attack speed, which is damn nice. They run ahead of this more often and can initiate combat. Good. Remove 3-second limits from the second upgrade. No fucking way this is a thing. It's a no-brainer then. I don't see why you do anything else. This means while Bone Storm is active, you know, it constantly hits. It's constantly ticking on you and your golem constantly. For every crit, they are going to crit with bonus crit damage, and this is going to be spammed. Now, granted, Mendon, of course, Mendon doesn't benefit from this, but their base damage will be so much better with it. Because worst case scenario is just a 50% multiplicative damage increase. Well, not multi, it's like additive. It's additive, but it's multiplicative to that bucket. Reaper attacks against this or this, reduce put on their powerful one up attack by this. Attacks now pierce. Holy shit. The things I didn't know. First upgrade. Oh, I've already looked at some of the upgrades. Blood Golem. I'm sorry, what? That's trash. Does it still gain the increased damage though? The 3x damage. So if I went this one, it's something I'm gonna have to see, because the whole point of this one was to do more damage with the ability. I don't care about the heal. I don't give a fuck about that. It was meant for damage. So if it doesn't have that damage anymore, then that's just trash. Well, it says also though. It says also. So I assume the old one is there as well as this one. So that is good. That's a good change if it's that way. If it's not, then that's a trash change. Your bone golem gains 10% max life and the amount of thorns. Iron golem. First upgrade, cast the shockwave every 2 attacks instead of 4. I mean, that's not bad. This is not a bad upgrade, to be honest. This is a really good change. This one is still trash. I still don't like the second upgrade. This is a good change. This is an awesome change. I've been asking for this since season 0, literally. I don't care about this unless my minions are going to inherit it. Maybe they will. Maybe it's going to be something decent. I don't know. It's worth testing. Decompose can chain and whatever. Each percent of this, no. Additional bonus, your minions deal 10% X increased damage to slow to this, increase to this. Beautiful. So they basically just made this the permanent lasting buff, which makes it even stronger. Additional bonus, maximum bonus. Additional bonus, maximum bonus buff by 15% multiplicative. So with Dead Razor, previously we would gain, what was it, 144% to these modifiers. So they increased that by 15%. Right? That's what I'm understanding. So now we should be getting even more minion damage reduction and minion damage. That's beautiful. I like it. I like it a lot. A whole lot, actually. Good stuff. If it's 96 like this says, I don't think it's 96. It's 100. Wait a second. So this, does that mean I have to look at under control? 10% x 20. But the additional bonus they changed. I don't know. It looks like they've changed it, but I have to re-add it to get the updated values. Doesn't matter much. Cult leader. Your minions deal this increased damage for each attack speed they have. They've changed it. 30% increased damage for each. Up to a maximum of 100% attack speed bonus. So that is a maximum, but basically they made it so you would hit the value you would previously have been at 200% with the 100% bonus attack speed. But then at 100% bonus attack speed, you don't need to care about it anymore, which it's not bad. I wish there wasn't a cap, because if you use unyielding, that gives you 100% now. You put it on a two-hander, that's 200%. So that's, you just hit the cap. While previously, unyielding would hit 80 something percent, two-handed would be 160 something, and then your frenzied dead could still give you more, and you could keep scaling past the 200% attack speed bonus area. So like, it's definitely a nerf by having a cap though. But I mean, we'll see how it ends up performing. I don't have any strong feelings against it or at it. Is there anything that I think is worse here? We need minion attack speed the most. Exploits can actually be changed. Golem is fine, but exploits, do we want exploits? I think melee skeletons might still be lacking damage. We'll have to, I don't know if that's actually the case, but I suspect that's going to be what we see. What can I replace exploits with? Let's do I want to do amplify, but amplify skills of intelligence. What are the bonuses here like? Damage to elites and resist. Can this hit? Yes, it can hit all the intelligence I need. This is flesh eater. We needed flesh eater. Okay, so we can actually have an intelligence. This is an intelligence board. We can keep this and go warrior. which would increase minion survivability. But I think I would go with amplify, which means we stop scaling all these decks and instead go for ints. But we just need enough ints to trigger the bonus. So we no longer need to buff these two, but we do want these two. So this is 45 intelligence, which means I don't even need this. Because this is, once you have the bonus, you have the bonus. You don't need, it's not for every X intelligence. Which means the extra points can go elsewhere. Cult leader is not lacking in anything, right? No, it is not. What about you? Is there anything I would like that I didn't have? Golem armor. Have all the golem damage there. Everything here is as expected. What about down here? We can honestly just pick up damage. Yeah, that works out. It's between damage and armor, and I just went damage. Efforts. That's 40-40. All right. Paragon board updated. Skill tree looking, I think, good. This is not a cap on cult leader. I shouldn't stack too much minion attack speed, but that said, Mendon already gives attack speed. This should have attack speed. I should do stats real quick, seeing as it's we can honestly now build attack speed and our minions will get it too. That's one nice change. I guess critical strike chance. We don't care about lucky hit anymore. Maximum life. Intelligence is a multi. Attack speed. Tempering. Let's go summoning. Maybe that's how I'm gonna see. Summoning damage. Ultimate cooldown reduction is not bad. Because it's a big damage increase when I have my ultimate versus when I don't. Let's go ultimate cooldown reduction. Let's do this one too. This is where we would typically get summoning skill damage, but now Let's make sure there's no change to Hellbent Commander. Let me just make sure, because everything's been changing. This is what I expect. This is also fine. Inspiring Leader should be the one I try my best to get levels of. I'm hoping it's a thing. Nah, they didn't add it. It's still not a thing. In that case, I guess Hellbent Commander is fine. But if I had to say, I'd go move speed because move speed is still a scarce resource. Cooldown reduction. Attack speed is probably the most replaceable here. Let's just make sure. I think this is fine. Resistance, blood mist duration. We can now increase, we can scale blood mist duration fairly well. Ooh. Max life, total armor, movement speed. Something about that sounds really good to me. But let's keep looking. Oh. Okay, I wanted to make sure there was no inspiring leader because I started seeing some passives here. Like this one's a passive. This is not a bad affix, to be honest. Corpse tendril size. Just yoink many more people. Rapid ossification. Why is inspiring leader not here? Make that make sense. Okay, I think we've gone through everything, and if I had my way, I guess I'd either go ultimate cooldown or movement speed. And as I like mobility, I think movement speed is the best. I'm just partial to movement speed. I'm honest about it. Which one? Still two-handed scythe. Attack speed, intelligence. We can get max life on our weapons now. No crit though. Damage. Generic damage. Let's do that. Honestly, even this one, let's remove movement speed and let's go damage. Remember seeing damage. Assuming the what the hell? It doesn't even pop up like summoning damage. I guess it just doesn't have any damage. No utility. Like at this point, I have to check if the filter is even working. I guess movement speed it is. Tempering stats. It's probably gonna be the same things we have on our weapon, which is, oh shit. Skeletal mage damage. 100%. And effect duration, I don't care about that nearly as much. Minion AS is really good. But chance for skeletal mage to attack twice, huge. This is, can you tell this is where most of our damage is coming from? Oh, this is gonna be good. Slaughter. I mean, ideally we get 3 max evade chance. Then we get movement speed. We get intelligence, and we get... No way we get... Oh my lord. So now we... Oh no. So we can get skeletons. We can get the good masteries now. I have half a mind to scale skeletal warriors damage then. Because like if I get this one and I try to buff the skeletal nah, I wouldn't touch my weapons. But like I get this one with cult leader, I get warrior glyph, stick to dexterity, try to scrape off points elsewhere, give warriors a bit more damage, try to really pump that damage. I think that might be something I do personally. Oh wait, you know what I just remembered? This is still fine, honestly. But this one I might want to replace it with minion attack speed. The reason I might want to replace it is because Mendon should still be the primary focus for damage. Yeah, I'd go damage. It's generic. Mages would still benefit from it, and Mendon benefits from it. Seeing as this is still a Mendon build, I need to remember that it's still a minion Mendon build. I can't forget the core of the core identity of the build, I should say. At this rate, I'm probably not gonna have time for PoE today. Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. If I had to say, what do I think should be gotten here? You can now scale corpse explosion size. Oh, that's cool. Movement speed, as well as probably some res. I don't care about anything else here. Maybe corpse tendril size. Yeah, that's the best thing. Like just corpse tendril size. I don't care about anything else. But movement speed 100%. For this one, we want to gain. Did I pick code res? But they removed the stats page. And let's see if what res you would want to get, or where you'd want to get res even. So max life some more. I want to say armor. Skeletal mage mastery. If you can get skeletal mage mastery, it's hard to not get it, you know. Fire res. I don't have access to defensive again. Fine, let's look. Let's actually look. We'll go res as a tempered stat. Then we're gonna have to go for which one? None of these applied like really appeal to me, so Corpse Tendril. Then the gloves can have critical strike chance. I don't know what this is supposed to roll to, but having more critical strike chance will take it. Then this is going to be all defensive, so we're gonna go for, let's say, lightning res. You know what? We're gonna go shadow res. No, we'll go intelligence. Then here we can go generic damage. If we're going for offensive, we should be looking at attack speed. God damn, there's no attack speed. Okay, then summoning damage. We'll go generic damage. Should buff men down. Then the only other one is utility. Jeez. We're like just gonna have an insanely large corpse tendril size. It's like 120% at this point. It's wild. Okay, Juggernauts. At this point, we have some cold res. We have all res coming from here. We have some cold res coming from here. We have some fire res. We have some lightning res. Do we have... Let's do shadow res here. Because ranks to skeletal mage mastery is just less important to this men down build. Like, it's nice and we're still gonna keep it as much as we can, but it's less important than on other builds that we're gonna work on today. So you just need to keep that in mind. Yo, now that I think about it, druid wolves could actually be a thing with tempering stats. They could honestly have some very interesting non-aspect ways to buff the wolves, the companions. Like with their passives. I know there's one passive that just increases companion damage or something like that. Resistance to all elements. Is there any poison res? Maximum life. We have every res so far. I want to believe we would be capped on res at this point, especially with our Paragon board, so I'm not going to put more res. Instead, for the defensive portion, what are we going to do? Total armor, I think, because armor we haven't touched too much on armor. Yeah, armor, and then for utility, it's still only bloody utility, my guy. It's so restrictive because I don't care about curse duration. There's no curse effect. There's barrier generation. Like, barrier generation is okay, but like with Oshia's Gale, or no, it's Shielding Storm, we should already have max barrier. Like, it shouldn't be an issue. I don't care about thorns. It's just there are many options here. Maybe CC duration could be decent, but with cold mages, they're going to be permanently CC'd, so like, who cares? More CT size, bruh. We're gonna have screen wide CTs. Here we're gonna go armor. We're gonna go intelligence. No, we're gonna go life actually. We're gonna have cooldown reduction. Then here, for the defensive one, they're gonna go some more. Actually, let's go armor here. There's no armor. Wild. I went life here, right? I believe there was armor, so we'll go armor there. And we go life here. And then in here we go armor. And then we go CT size again. Like, if only there was one utility we cared about that wasn't CT. Only. So now let's look at these, because these have been changed. Vulnerable damage. Since we should also obviously look at minions, because they're gonna inherit this. Yeah, I think Vaughn damage is just okay. Critical strike damage is also fine. It doesn't matter much. This now gives willpower, so now obviously we're not gonna go for that. We are gonna go for intelligence. So Topaz. And the postman down is up to date. I'm happy with where it's at. One build down. The next most popular one is going to be the Bone Mage endgame. And its leveling counterparts. Now this is, I'm going to not look at this as the Bone Mage, but rather leveling with the end goal of not using men down. This is, you just want minions to hurt. That's this. And for that, we aren't going to use Bone Mages anymore. Let me message someone. Someone not leveling. Let's do that. I need to remember to let them know that this is being repurposed. Topaz, Sapphire, Diamonds. This is still fine. We still go Osseous Guild, so yeah, we still go for this one. We're gonna opt for this one. We're gonna opt for this Cold Mages. And the affixes are largely going to be like the first one. So Occult Dominion, I'm going to unequip it from here and put Occult Dominion here. And then here, because we put Occult Dominion, we replace Codebringers, but we no longer need Codebringers, so we can now go for something else. Frenzy Dead is already there. This needs to be utility. Is there any utility we currently are not using that we might want to use? Well, Disobedience is gonna get changed for Juggernaut, that's for sure. And Shielding Storm can remain. This isn't bad for Skelly Priest stun. I'll just put Goldbringers, to be honest. Goldbringers is fine. Either that, or we go like the Blood Getters, which by the way unequip. If we go Blood Getters, another question. If Blood Getters double dips, i.e. Skelly Mage, Skelly Priest buffs minions, then buffs you, which they in turn inherit still. Because I wanna test this, and if I'm gonna test, it's gonna be in this spot right here. For now, this is going to be metamorphosis low. We're gonna put slaughter still. Where's Frenzy Dead? Frenzy Dead is here. Because it makes sense. So instead, we're gonna do blood getters here, and then I need to change post Mendon. Post Mendon should use blood getters, because this would buff me in turn, which then buffs the Mendon procs. I just now remember that. I like having two defensives, but I guess I could do... Nah. CC includes CT and Golem Taunt. But without Code Bringers or Code Mages, I don't think it's gonna be as up as I would like. I'm gonna go out with, I'm just going to say Control should contribute more than this one does. But this one is quite big. This is quite big. I really want to go this. What else can we do for constant CC? Consistent CC. Is there anything else we can do? I mean, to be fair, I think this is pretty consistent. As a 3-second stun. This is a 6-second taunt. Is that what I'm reading? Yeah, 6-second taunt. Okay, so we're still gonna go for this one, efforts. We're gonna rely on these two for our CC. And this, no, this doesn't. This is slow. This is CC. Never mind. I don't even need Code Bringers. I don't need Code Mages. That's a slow. The crap is enough. I don't know why I forgot, but the crap is enough. Summoner leveling. I like that it now sorts based on of the ones I leveled up. Juggernaut, Frenzy Dead. Kind of want Frenzy Dead. Well, I guess I don't care about attack speed as much because it gets capped and we're gonna get attack speed all the same. Let's work on the stats too, just because it's gonna be. Let's see. Critical strike chance, which is why we are still using Usher's Guild and everything. We don't care about lucky hits. We do care about intelligence though. We care about attack speed too. Damage is fine. Critical strike damage is fine. If I had to say, I'd go max life. And then for the offensive, I would go summoning skill, summoning damage, or scaly mage damage. I think scaly mage would be the main source of your damage, and now that the attacks pierce, that is big. So we get as much scaly mage damage as we can while feeding in some attack speed where we can. So now that we've picked an offensive, we just have one thing left, and that's going to be a cooldown reduction. Golem ability is nice and all. Does this build skill Golem? It should skill Golem, right? This should be the hulking monstrosity. You have Golem attack speed, Golem damage. You have Golem damage. You don't have damage while Golem is active, but could potentially fit that. What is this? This is warrior. This is exactly what I want. We have flesh eater, so this is gonna be this build is already primed for 100% inheritance, to be honest. As Golem fully scaled. It has all the willpower available on this board, and this board is the highest willpower board we have access to. So it has okay. So we do scale Golem a fair bit. So that means we can, in theory, now I need a steady source of corpses. Never mind. This is, so long as I'm using Usher's Gale, it just makes sense to go this one. The alternative is going this one, which is one thing the other build does. It has no problems with, because it just uses hulking aspect to buff up the Golem. So the one ring is what you're going to look for in the second ring too. Then the amulets. The amulets should give us cooldown reduction, attack speed, and also I almost still feel like going move speed, and I think I will. This is going to be the build I personally am going to be playing, this one, and I love move speed, so I'm going move speed. Now anybody is free to go whatever they want, but I love move speed. So it starts off with defensive. I think the first thing I want here is offensive, so let's look through the offensive aspects. There's generic damage, there is summoning damage, which is what we're going to go for, or there's skeletal mage damage. Golem damage is going to be really nice to have, but we're going to go skeletal mage damage. Then after that, we're going to ignore utility because utility is meh. Resource, we don't really need resource, but ultimate skill cooldown is not bad. Golem active cooldown reduction, no, we'll go ultimate reduction, I think. Or we just go more move speed. If it's possible to go more move speed, I shall be going more move speed. Zoom zoom. For this one, two-handed scythe, intelligence, attack speed, bone damage. Then here with the offensive, we're going to go more scaly damage, scaly mage damage. And then the last one is augment weapons. Let's see what this has. Chance for scaly mage attack twice. Yep, that's what we're going for. Boots, max evade. We obviously go move speed first and foremost. Then after that, we are free to then go scaly mage mastery on. We're gonna get scaly mage mastery on every piece of gear. Everything we can get it on. Intelligence is, you know, optional, yada yada. We can go resistance to all elements, but we're actually gonna go maybe cold res here. Then for here, we'll go for more move speed, and then for defensive, we don't have the access to defensive here. We're gonna go with CT size. It's gonna be the same thing, just CT size, because there's nothing else to get. I hate the fact that regardless of season, that if you're going pure minions, there's gonna be an aspect that said that you just can't go because there's nothing to go. It's like there's nothing else to go. Oh, we're going CT size. Why? Because there's nothing else to go. Fire res. Maybe poison res, max life. These are pants. These are supposed to be very defensive, so we're gonna go for, let's say, armor. Here for the defensive one, we can go poison. So we have why don't I just kill thorns? It will make it so the the big guy does more overall damage around it because thorns, but we'll just keep doing CT size effort. So we have poison, fire, cold. That's 3 out of 5, right? Yeah, that's 3 out of 5. For this one, it's still the same Skelly Mage Mastery, then attack speed and crit chance. Then here, we're gonna go Skelly Mage damage. Yo, the skeleton mages are going to hit like a fucking truck by the time we're done. By the time we're done, they're gonna hit like trucks. For this one, we have 2 more resistances not accounted for. So we're gonna do the other resistance, which is lightning res, I think, and armor. Here, we can still get armor. We can get life. We'll go with armor. Actually, okay, I'll go armor. We'll go with shadow res. Then for this one, CT size, all the same. And I think shadow res is the last res we need. And last but not the least, cooldown reduction. We're gonna go max life, and on second thought, I feel like there's gonna be one of these nodes that has a bigger max life roll, maybe the pants. No? Okay. Max life it is. And then for stats 2, we just go CT size. So we're done with this aspect. Skill tree, is there any changes in here? There should be. This now gives move speed, so yeah, they are. We have multiple points in here. Everything, I don't think anything changes here, to be honest. Everything is fine. So Paragon board. We have amplify, buffing our damage. We need less willpower. I'm going to take that off and put it in dexterity. I would like 1 more point to make this work, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, so meh. But we definitely don't need willpower. Then here we go cult leader, or dead razor rather. Cult leader are the same. We try to get as much attack speed as we can. This board is fine. This one is sent to death. It's fine. Scaling golem, and this is scaling warrior. Our work here is done. If we really wanted to min-max, then Flesh Eater would hold our Skelly Mages, not this one. And then we would replace probably Scent of Death. We would have to replace something with Dexterity. But I think this is fine. We lose out on 1 instance of Skelly Mages. Like 13.5% increased damage additive. So I think it's worth it to have warriors do a bit of extra damage. So this build is done. Next one, yo, it is actually quite, what's it called? This is the leveling. What changes in the end game? Does anything change? Oh, it uses men down. Yeah, this is completely unnecessary and not needed anymore. Yeah, I think this summoner. I think that's fine. I don't think I will need to make any changes for end game because you're going to be doing the exact same thing at all stages. Realistically, you should be like, there's nothing that changes. There's no universe where you switch unless you want to go like unyielding commander and Army of the Dead. But I much prefer this uptime of the Bone Storm uptime. It's much better. Just having 20% crits that's constantly up, as well as his damage reduction, and then the shield. Stop it. It's big. It's really good. 100% attack speed is really good for those 7 seconds for boss killing. Like you just hop in and then you do it, but consistent damage all through the dungeon and everything, and consistent quality of life, that's this one. Not to mention it just completely caps out cult leader. So Bone Mage endgame is no longer necessary, so I'm going to actually delete it. Like, I don't think there's anything here that I need to keep really. Let's keep notes on this side. Delete endgame, rename Bone Mage leveling to Pure Summoner. There's men down. There's Summoner. What do I want to call the Summoner? I think that's the next question, because I don't want to call it Summoner. That's so generic. Here, I don't know. We'll leave it for now. The man down doesn't need to be changed. It's still man down. I guess for this man down, you would level up with the summoner and then switch to it. Add note on post man down to level with pure summoner. Okay. This is both a leveling and an end game. Oh, what else is there? Then there's my golem, blood golem, my golem answer. This is what I'm looking forward to adjusting. We're going to move from this, probably going to like this one, just so they can inherit this damage, nothing else. This is still enough CC. We're going for, are we going for crit on this one? We don't go for crit, right? So this one is the ideal one for here. Cooldowns, you want max cooldown reduction, as much cooldown reduction as we can get. We still go AOTD, Slaughter, Juggernauts, Occult Dominion. Bloodgetters is less necessary, but since they inherit it, it's going to act. It's gonna bring some big defenses. I'm going to replace you with something else. I don't know what yet, but something else is gonna be here. Honestly, we can stick with defensives. But yeah, let's do. I don't have any. I got nothing. I guess I could go at Fortic. I don't care about them doing shadow damage either. How about this? How about this? Let's go Occult Dominion here. We go Occult Dominion here so we can go an offensive aspect here. And the aspect we then go for is Grasping Veins, maybe. What is that new unique that gave you shrines? Where are the new uniques? Chests. So if I put Blood Getters here, nah, It could be for my other you know, attack speed stacking builds, not this one though. What goes here? I think Codebringers is just the way to go, to be honest. We already have reanimation. We have Hulking, Frenzy Dead, Unyielding. There isn't much else we need. There just isn't much else we need. We can't go Blighted because we're going attack speed. Going Callans. We'll put Codebringers, fuck it. When in doubt, go Codebringers. It's always good CC. Yeah. We're going season 4, obviously. Res. We're gonna go for Topaz. And probably the crits. No, not crits. Yeah, Vaughn is fine. Max CDR, so Ami needs CDR. And the golems, I don't know if I actually do not know if golem can crit. I don't know how I would check. Yeah, I don't know how I would check. But in any case, move speed, can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with attack speed because that would then they would attack more, so golem attacks more. The golem attacks more, triggers Hulking more, yada yada. For this one, I have half a mind to still go movement speed, I'm gonna be honest, because I just love movement speed. Then you can go golem damage 105%, which is huge. Same thing with here, cold res, attack speed. I want to skill crit chance, I'm gonna be honest. I want to skill crit chance. It just makes sense too, you know? Like, if you can, why not? Golem. After I saw that, like, there's no universe where I don't just do this. Same thing with this one. Here. Let me ask, quick question. Does golem active crits? I actually do not know if it crits. I could test it in game, but someone's probably saying. I feel like it does. I feel like I've seen crits, but it's also just possible that it's yellow. I think it does. In which case, this goes to grasping. This in turn goes from, I guess nothing changes here really, but then this has to go to golem all the same. If you can have golem cooldown reduction, you want golem cooldown reduction. Mm. Yeah, I remember it's critting, but I don't think I have memories of it's not critting, which is weird because I didn't skill crit. Hence the question. I'm probably just misremembering. Like I have no memories of it not critting. Yo, Grim, what up? How you been? Welcome, welcome. EVMing, nice. Did you just get into necromancy? I've been using I have been AFKing what's his face, Raziel, for the longest time because necromancy is so busted. Like, it's wild. Yeah, necromancy is really good. Telos, nice. Are you going enrage or regular, what's it called? I just did Telos for the armor shit. I still haven't got my igneous stone. Do you think you're gonna go for Jad next? The igneous stone is really good. Yeah, I have screenshots of it critting. Nacho with the raid, welcome and thank you. Dive into a cheesy chill stream with Nacho Chips, Diablo 4 and WoW aficionado. Welcome. We are currently updating the build guides ahead of tomorrow, you know. We have gone through the lists and I think the Blood Golem is the last build we need to update. I think the changes to tempered affixes are, you know, spot on. I love the potential high end we can potentially get with like damage, because one thing I noticed, your favorite build, really? Well, I'm glad you enjoy the Blood Golem build. This is going to be by far the strongest this build has ever been, because the amount of sheer cooldown recovery for the Golem active skill we can get on our gear is wild. Like, it is genuinely wild. This is ignoring, of course, hulking aspect, or even being able to give them even more attack speed than we were previously able to, and all of that good stuff. Just off of gear affixes alone, the cooldown recovery we can get for that skill, it's gonna be beautiful. It is gonna be beautiful. Probably test it tomorrow. Maybe it has something to do with the crits being on the non-crits being on a single target and getting the X3 multi. Maybe that's it. Fresh builds to peep. I am going to make one fresh build most likely, but it's not going to be a league starter. It is going to be a druid build, a companion druid focusing on the minions, and we're going to try to make it work at some point this season before I quit. Yeah, druid. It's still minions, just, you know, just druid. It's not as bad as it seems. When you think about it, the fact that it's just minions, it's, you know, it's less bad. It may be druid, but think of it this way: all you're doing is you're commanding skeletons that are just not yet at that level of decomposition. You know, when you think about it, really, they're necromancers that haven't taken that extra step. You know, they're necromancers before they became necromancers. You know, does that make sense? They just haven't gotten there yet. Give them a few years and, you know, they become bones and you can still control the bones, you know, like a true necromancer, right? Oh. Yeah. There are 2 hits there, 2 on each screen. I do think I remember the golem doing more damage on mobs. Well, it was closer to or something along those lines. Was weird stuff. And by the way, what was that I heard? Because that was definitely not a follow. It wasn't a YouTube sub either. It was a button being pressed by someone in chat. I wonder who. I suspect they may have something to do with chips. Am I correct? Nacho, thank you for the sub. 10 months already. Beautiful. Thank you, thank you. What is the last time we wanted to get here? I think CSD is probably the way to go. No Vaughn damage because we may be going crit. But crit. Nah. I dropped all stats that would affect the tests when I did, and confirmed I had no close damage sources of damage. All right, Nacho, get yourself something to eat. I'm gonna leave you to do work because it is Rathma's will. You know, hail Rathma. That's all we can say, really. Enjoy your food, by the way. What are you getting? I'm curious. Let's get boots, max evade, movement speed, because I'm a movement speed addict. We get some extra stats. All this to say, by the way, all this chatting on this side basically has kind of like, I remember my golem critting, but I don't remember thinking, oh, I really should try to push my crit on the golem build. But I do think it crits. I just don't know if it actually has that multiplier or if the number is just yellow. I feel like I remember it doing just as much damage white as yellow, but we'll see. I'll probably end up testing it tomorrow. Some pork fried rice. Ooh, nice. Yo, tell me why I ordered like Asian fried rice last night at like 12 a.m. This was like when all the restaurants I knew had closed, and the rice was to cry for. Like, oh my goodness, it was terrible. It was bad. Like, I couldn't even finish it because like it had a lot of spicing, but like it wasn't good spicing. Oh my lord, it was. I would not recommend that restaurant, at least. Because I love Asian fried rice. I love Chinese. I love Thai. You name it. Like I eat it so much. But that one, like, I don't know who did it. I don't know why. And I feel like I've had an experience with them in particular too. Needless to say, that experience will not be repeating itself. I've gotten bad fried rice was like too hard and at the same time too greasy. Oh no, that is not good. That is not a good combination. That is not a good combination. It's a shame. It definitely is. It definitely is, because like I was looking forward to it. Like, even though it was like I knew it was risky ordering from a new place, but I'm like, I'm looking forward to this. It is still it may be 12 a.m. but I'm hungry. So at the very least, everything should taste better to me. Nope. If that tasted better, I don't want to taste that when I'm not hungry. let's just put it like that. I do not want to taste that when I am not hungry. Woo. So this build is gonna have all ranks to golem mash on every piece of gear it can have, which is wild that you can do that, to be honest. It's very wild. Then we go for 1 resist. Here we go movement speed. And for the defensive portion, I assume there's a defensive. No, there's no defensive. Oh god. Why do we not have golem range? I would very much like if the golem had a range modifier and under utility. So I see no reason why it would not have this. So do I just go Thorns? I could go Thorns, to be honest, since the golem already inherits it's like some of it, and just try to get more damage off of Thorns. Well, at the end of the day, corpse tendril size is probably just going to be what I do on most of my builds, because that's the only thing that makes sense. Repurpose blood surge with different animation. I wouldn't be amused. Well, we wouldn't know. Yeah, like the golem skill is definitely a weird one. I think it has some weird interactions with distance. I think it does. Yeah, these are the pants. The pants, I give them golem mastery. I also give, we pick a resistance. What resistance do we pick this time? Let's go fire res. And then we're gonna go armor. With Juggernaut, we don't actually need that much armor. What else is there? For defenses, We can go for a resistance, which I think we should. Shadow res. And then for utility, corpse central size all the same. Then for the gloves, we have golem skill, we have critical strike chance, and we have attack speed if nothing else works. Yeah, attack speed. Then we have offensive, so this is going to be golem. We have golem damage and CT size again, because only utility, right? Yeah, only utility. Then we're gonna go with, wait a second, doesn't that mean the helmet could have, okay, it's still just defensive. I would expect this to have like I guess this is resource, right? It's resource, yeah, okay. So only rings can have resource. Okay, that makes sense. I was hoping it would have golem cooldown reduction, but it doesn't. So what resistances do we have so far? We have cold res, fire res, shadow res. So that's 3 resistances so far. So we need poison res. No, let's still do ranks to golem master because that's priority in case people see this as priority. Poison res and armor because we need armor. Then here we're going for max life and CT size. Then here we're going for cooldown reduction. There's 1 res left, lightning res. And I want to just go life at this point, because armor should be more than maxed. Just in case, we'll go armor or life. It's less important, we just go for the one we need. If we don't need armor or we don't need resistances, we just go for life, CT size. All right, let's look at the tree. The tree should honestly still be the same. Nothing else has changed. We have max movement speed. This is the only thing that really changed. I think we've already taken a peep at the tree. Everything is as expected. Corporeal, you and your minions deal 10% and you gain movement speed for each. Oh shit, I forgot about this one. This is something that changed and it gave more move speed. And the physical damage is really good. My other build can't make use of it though because the mages are not bone mages. These are no longer bone mages, but you do physical damage as far as I can tell. According to D4 builds, every armor slot, even boots and pants. Let's hope that's the case. You know what? You know something I just remembered? Diablo genuinely lied to us for a full, what was it? A full season? Where they were like, they're gonna add minions inherit crit chance, like an that starts. And then we went an entire season I went an entire season hoping it would show up at some point. Like not an entire season, but I went like half a season hoping it would show up and it never did. Now it's 100%, so there's clearly no need for that. But like, I think about that and I'm like, they just straight up lied to our faces on patch notes. Like where I had my whole hope set that we're gonna be able to scale crit better. Nope. Hell nah. They saw us hoping and shattered our dreams. Flesh Eater has control. Should this have control or should this have mage? I still have mage here, right? I don't have mage actually. Yeah, this is fine, honestly. Anyone who has to say real in their title, is it real? I feel like I should be excited for D4, but I'm not. I mean, what do I have to say to this? I should be excited for D4, but I'm not. I think you might be if you look at D4 builds planner. The affixes definitely excite me a bit for how much minions could be pushed if they are accurate, of course, which I assume they are, right? I see no reason why they wouldn't be accurate. Okay, now that we're done with that, I think this is fine. I think all these build guides are done. I can't think of anything else that I need to change, because this Paragon board is honestly beautiful for what we need it to do. Golem is on the best Golem board. We're trying to scale crits. Is there anything else we could scale? Let me think. The thing is, like with our weapon, we can't go for... Did I not pick? I didn't pick Tempering. Jeez, what's wrong with me? Golem damage. There's weapon. There should be something here. This is fine. Effect duration is not bad, but I'd rather not do that. There is nothing here that entices me. I'm gonna go for minion attack speed. Now this doesn't even have Bone Storm. Yeah, let's just go minion attack speed. I think giving my golem more attack speed is good for Hulking. And then I have updated this to with Topaz, and you are vulnerable. All right, cool. And we're good to go. I think everything else is... I mean, this takes this, so I'm not too bothered. Do I want to rethink the aspects? Grasping Veins, I already rethought this area. Frenzy Dead versus Reanimation. Reanimation, I'm still going to be Reanimation. I think that's the best way to do it. Let's just put diamonds here, because diamonds are forever. I had to. All right. I have a Mendon variant of this build. Huh. I don't think anything changes, to be honest. I don't think this scales off of Mendon well anymore, so I wouldn't even put the Mendon variant anymore. I would just delete the Mendon variant. Yeah, Beautiful. All right. Same. Like being able to scale minion masteries this hard? Wild stuff. Very wild stuff. Let me find a GIF. Can't have nice things. I mean, you're better than season 3, so I'll take it. Let's let where is Sanctuary again? There we go. Season 4. Where was I told to let? Okay. Updated the guides. Removed endgame for bone mages and rename. What was I renamed? Bone mage leveling to just pure summoner. Guide. Mendon no longer has a need for pre-Mendon either, so that can be deleted. And just needs extra. Just needs a note saying to level with the summoner build. Blood Golem has been updated too. There is slow-mo here. Why is there slow-mo? I assume Blood Golem was there, right? Anita is offline though, so all right. Now what are we going to do for the rest of the stream? We have like 20 minutes more and we're done with planning. Now, because that's not enough time to actually play PoE, what we're going to do instead is we are probably going to mess around with the druid build that I was playing around with earlier. The one that I was playing around with 2 seasons ago, apparently. 2 whole seasons. Your wolf companions are infused with the power of the storm, dealing lightning damage and gaining the storm howl ability. The fuck is storm howl? You know what? Storm howl. The fuck is Storm Howl? Jabba Howl. This is Blood Howl, which heals. So Storm Howl does what exactly? Where is this? What's the name of this? Storm's Companion. Rank of wolves increased to 3 to 4. Storm Howl damage increased by that. I don't know what Storm Howl is. It just doesn't make sense that it's a thing. But anyways, this is still best in slot, I guess. Still best in slot. I don't know that there's anything else that I would want. But let's remove. I think we're gonna switch Stampede and Alpha because. But I'm gonna test it in game and I'm gonna see first and foremost when I do try this one eventually to see if we gain 2 companions rather than 1. Ow, the fuck, something. What the hell? I felt like something just stabbed my hand. I don't know what the hell that was. Anyways. Wild Rage, your companions gain the bonuses from Bestial Rampage key passive. Bestial Rampage, what do you do? Attack speed. So if I just stayed a werewolf, they would gain the attack speed. I'm just gonna type companion here. I feel like this is just better. Regarding the key passives, is there any, like, I don't want to have to be a werewolf to give them the attack speed or be a werebear. Like, I don't want to have to do any of that. But then again, I do plan on spending a lot of time in wolf form because I remember I got, this is so rough, but I remember I got a, what was it? I got a passive or an aspect or a unique or something that made my this turn to werebear, right? It's like, that's the one, this one. To a dire werewolf. I don't know why I actually want to be a dire werewolf though. I don't know that there's a reason. Damage reduction while shifted into a werewolf. Maybe this is the reason. When you gain to lightning, I think this is also going to be very good for the wolves because this will make them do lightning damage, right? This makes them do lightning damage, so when they get the lightning buff, they are good, and when they don't, okay, it'd be trash when they don't. But poison creeper would have poison when it's not doing that. And I think the bird just does lightning, right? I forget. Let's do this. This is a better way to do it. Let's go into database. Let's go into uniques, and let's just do companion. This is the only thing companion related. What about wolf? What about creeper? Nothing about vine creeper. What about crow? Nothing. Okay, so Uniques are out of the way. Legendary aspects. Druid. Companion. We already know this one exists. We know this one. I might want to gain. Okay, I remember why. I remember now. It's because this is the thing that adjusts. So you gain more bonus damage, but this one doesn't say it increases, so you wouldn't gain that. And as a comparison, we can come here and we can go into Dominion, and we can see. Huh? This is not in a square bracket, so it means that would adjust. This doesn't have it. Yeah, it doesn't have it. Oh shit. Doesn't that mean? Okay, let's do this then. Alpha Stampede. It means that you will actually gain an extra companion by putting it here. So let's do that. I thought you had to have the yellow bracket to be doubled or to get that bonus. Give me a second, I need to pee. I'm back. Okay, where were we? Let's put this on season 4. Let's go vulnerable damage, because vulnerable would benefit. We'll go willpower here. Vulnerable benefits both wolves and poison. Where can we get levels to like Call of the Wild? I assume like here. Nope. I would be wrong. No minion skills are here. What about here? Nothing. Sag. I know this should have it though. I hope. Because if this doesn't have it, this should 100% have it. Wolves damage, companion damage. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. For offensive. Wolves cooldown, companion cooldown recovery. And then companion damage. Companion cooldown recovery. Same thing goes here. The sad thing is there's no extra. Oh wait, they get 100%, right? Let me see. What else can we give them? Crit chance, crit damage, attack speed. What do I want to give them? That's what I'm going to be thinking of. This I think is still good. I guess I don't care about this one as much. I don't care about any of your lucky hits, so let's just do that. Yeah. This is the defensive. Why do I have rabies again? I do not remember why I have rabies. Ranks to toxic claws, wild impulses, quick shifts. Is this Call of the Wilds? Where is this one? Yeah, it's Call of the Wild. So let's put that there before we forget. We'll just go attack speed. Then for this one, is there a... Can I get ranks to anything? No, I cannot. It's gonna be critical strike chance, attack speed, and... maybe just generic damage. I mean, seeing as this is always going to just poison. If I do this, it helps scale crits. I don't have a way of critically striking. Unless... This has no critical strike chance that I can see, at least. Where is landslide? That is okay. So crit chance doesn't actually show here. Is the vibe I'm getting? I forget if it's, yeah, it's not shown here. Yeah, okay. Maybe this can crits? Maybe? I don't know if it can or it can't. In case all nearby enemies in stone, stunning them for this, you deal increased crit damage to enemies affected by petrify. This is honestly not a bad thing. Honestly, not bad at all. Gain 20 bonus damage and 20 damage reduction. Though this is also really good for them because it just straight up inherits that damage boost. Use extended duration. I guess that's why we have rabies and we're trying to spread it. You want rabies doing damage quick, trying to kill and sustain grizzly rage. I guess that's why we have this too. We don't have anything that increases its duration, do we? Because like if the damage bonus is increased by 3% each time, so every second, and this has a base duration of 12 seconds, so by the 11th second of 12th second, but for example, that's gonna be at least double. Actually no, it's like gonna be 50% bonus damage, 53, 56 by the time it expires. And if you extend it up to 10 additional seconds, that then takes it to like over, what is it, over 80% bonus damage. It's wild. This is actually really good. And then this, as a dire werewolf, you gain movement speed instead of damage reduction and spirit cost reduction bonus. Heals heal you for 10% of your maximum life. That means you still have the bonus damage, yeah? You just you don't gain, you lose the damage reduction. Why did I want attack speed? I could just try to be a bear, genuinely. I think it's just because there was something here that turned me into a wolf, and then I think my wolves also became werewolves or something. I think it's this one. Oh yeah, this is why I wanted rabies, because my werewolves will spread rabies. That's why. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Okay. Paragon, did I mess with Paragon a lot? I know I did wilds, right? What board is this? This is the best int board they have. Hence the wilds. Damage reduction from poisoned enemies and damage to poisoned enemies. And that was it, right? I didn't know what else I could take. But now that we kind of have an idea, well, not have an idea, they have 100% increase, whatever. Inheritance. This is a reason to be in werebear form, to be honest. But yeah, there's nothing here that strikes me as, oh, you definitely, you know, want anything. So I'm gonna just pick them based simply off of, well, this, and I guess their stats too. Like, this board is not impressive at all. It's like, what stats do I want? Most of these are willpower nodes. We do have this one that's intelligence. So let's put like survival instincts. This has werebear skill damage. I don't care about that. DR while fortified, I can get behind that. Healthy enemies, that's fine. Damaging werebear, I don't care about that. While healthy, this is good. What willpower nodes do they have? Increased poison damage, this would be nice, but this is intelligence. Overpower damage, I don't care about that because they can't, my minions can't overpower. No. Don't care about that. I might go exploits. Exploits should be decent. This is fine too for the wolves, which should, after the unique, be doing lightning damage. This is fine. I like this. This is intelligence, but it's just bonus to red node, so it can be anywhere. Poise. Spirits, don't care about. Critical strikes increase the damage an enemy takes from you by 2% for. Oh. Territorial. I want this one because lucky hits can potentially reset my companion's ability, so being able to do that even more is better. Tracker, we're 100% going for this, so we need a dex board for that. So tracker, lucky hit chance, these two are going to save, and I guess the next one should probably be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it doesn't matter where. Something that has really good dex, 49 dex, for example, like this is probably ideal. And then going to rotate it probably 3 times, so it's, well, I guess 4 is fine. So you can really push the nature magic skill. Like this one would be good there. Same with this. I think there was one more that increased rare nodes. I just don't really remember it. think it's the one that did companions deal. Yeah, this one, keeper. Skills of intelligence, so anywhere is fine. But yeah, in this one, we're gonna put tracker because wolves can apply rabies, so that's poison. Vine creeper can also apply poison. That's 2 sources of poison, so we can actually scale poison pretty well with this build. In any case, this is not a build I'm gonna play for a long while. Like, we're gonna be doing this potentially how long? Like when we're done with necromancers, and we do have a bit of necromancy to do at league start. So it's gonna be a while before we can actually put some time and thought into this. But in any case, I'm gonna be back tomorrow, probably with an early stream. Since we're gonna be going, season launch is early. We're gonna probably be streaming a bit earlier than we typically do. Maybe not exactly from, honestly, it might actually be from when the season starts. I don't know yet. I will download the update, and when I'm done, I might go live. So expect me at maybe 2-3 p.m. thereabouts. Worst case scenario 4, but I think 2 to 3 is probably gonna be when we stream. And I should be live until evening. So we're looking at maybe 7-8. All of this, of course, being Central Time. But anyways, for now, good night and have a good rest of your day.